All right, I have a little statistics in Excel demo here, and I'm no gambler myself, but from what I understand, a roulette wheel has numbers between 0 and 36. I think that's the French version. I don't really know, but I'm finding this a great range of numbers to demonstrate statistical principles in. So let's do a little demo here. I've got the instructions. You can try to replicate this yourself, or I'm going to walk through the demo here in a minute. But what we'll want to do is simulate a roulette toss or a spin, I guess it might be. Again, number 0 to 36, so equally likely any of those numbers, 500 times. So I'm going to put that in column B. And then I'm going to take a running total and then a running average. So for example, the running total, if I spun a 1 and then a 5, our running total would be 6, right? And that would make our running average 3 since we have 6 divided by 2. So I'm just going to keep that running total and running average going all the way down through 500 throws or spins or whatever. And I'm going to plot that running average as a line chart and just recalculate that and see what happens. So let's go ahead and do that. I've got a little start demo here that we can just run through this and do these calculations. Okay, so the first one, if we want to toss a number between 0 and 36, we can do the ran between function there. So let's go ahead and do that, and I want numbers between 0 and 36. I can do that, and let's go ahead and drag that down. So I've got 500 throws, and again, I can go to formulas and calculate now. F9 is a keyboard shortcut, but you're going to see I'm just going to keep getting different numbers each time. And now what I want to do is calculate that running average. So the way I'm going to do that is with the sum function. If we take the sum from whatever my starting point is, which is always going to be B2, right? And then it's going to end at wherever my cursor is, that row. Looks like I need to go back and fix that. So let's go ahead and lock that down. And I'm going to drag this down. And now I have this running total, right? So for example, I could select a few of these, go down to my status bar, and yes, I got 33 right there. So it looks like that's working. So now I just want to take the running average. So the way I'll do that is I've got the sample size right over here. I've got a little index number, so that will help me do this rather easily. What I'll do is divide C2 divided by A2, and let's bring that down. Okay, so let's take that range, and I'm going to go to Insert and my charts here. So I've got a recommended line chart, which is what I want. Let's go back up to the top of the worksheet, and I've got this cumulative average. Pretty interesting. You can see that I have some numbers, and it looks pretty volatile, and once I get to a certain point, seems to level out at 18, right? And that makes sense, between 0 and 36, the average of that would be approximately 18. So before we get into the law and all that stuff, let's just kind of play around with the calculation. Again, F9 is the keyboard shortcut, or you can go to formulas. But I can see each time I end up at 18 eventually, and the axes keep changing on us, which is fine. But we're still seeing that no matter what I do, we start off at a pretty wild rate, right? And then over time, it gets pretty stable. So what's going on here? Well, the explanation for this is the law of large numbers. So what we're saying with this law is that the average of your results obtained from trials is going to get closer and closer to the expected or the true value as more trials are performed. So you can see in our example here, and I can go to the Finish tab now. It's the same thing. Law of large numbers. I've just kind of cleaned up the plot here a little bit. That the more and more tosses or throws or whatever we do, the closer we're going to get to that expected average. So kind of a cool law there that we were able to visually reproduce in Excel and really see exactly how this works using a few columns really and an Excel graph. Hope you enjoyed that, learned a little bit about statistics, and thank you very much for watching.